Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Make Digital Notes. I started this channel to share my digital notes. Myself Vasant, an undergraduate from mechanical engineering. Before going into topic we are going to discuss in this video, I would like to recall what we have discussed in the previous video. The previous video we have defined how to express force in the vector form, and also we have discussed how to add the two force vectors with a parallelogram law or graphical form of addition of two vectors, and also we have discussed how to resolve the acting forces into two components, by which we can easily add several number of forces. This also we have discussed in the previous video, and also finally we have discussed how to express force in three-dimensional form. So we will express F vector in three dimension with this fxi plus fyj plus fzk, and also we have defined it's easy to add two vectors easily by adding individually the x components, y components and z components. This is what we have discussed in the previous video. Coming to what we have going to discuss in this video, first I like to explain what's Newton's first law and what condition it fixes for equilibrium. So what Newton's first law states is, when a body is in rest or when no force acts on a body, it will be in rest. That's what Newton defines. It's an experimental result. It's obvious, or we can just accept this result. Whenever you see a body around you, if there is no force act on it, it will be on rest. So I like to state it in other way. For example, here I take a body which is acted upon by a 5 Newton and 5 Newton, which is equal and opposite. So it's obvious the summation of F is equal to 0. That means under this case also the body will be on rest. So no force condition and also summation of force is equal to 0. Both this are same. Both have same effect on the body. So this is the condition for equilibrium. I like to restate it in the reverse form. At rest, if I see a body is in rest acted by forces, I can directly state the summation of force will be 0 on the body. So let's see the reverse form of this sum which we just discussed. So here I take a body and it gets acted by a 5 Newton of force and another force that is defined by B, which is unknown force, but I can see the body is in rest. So I'm solving, so I can see it is at rest. So I'm applying summation of F is equal to 0 and I solve. So for this I'm giving a direction definition. Along this direction I assume positive. So 5 Newton is positive. I also assume B also acts towards right. So it's positive. So adding this 2, which is equal to 0, summation of force is equal to 0. So I solve for B. The B value comes under negative value, so that it acts towards left. So this is the important thing or conclusion I come up with. So also another important thing which I conclude or I like to state here is particle equilibrium. So here in this body I didn't consider anything about shape of body. I didn't consider that as a parameter in solving this problem. So I can assume this whole body as a particle and draw the free body diagram to do the same solution. So whenever the shape of the body is not concluded or included as a variable in the sum, we can assume it as a particle. So now I'm going to state under what condition the particle will be in equilibrium. So as Newton's first law states, summation of F is equal to 0 is the sufficient condition for equilibrium. We have dealt with coplanar forces. So in the previous video, what is the summation of force? That is the resultant of forces. So summation of force is equal to 0 state that resultant of the force is equal to 0. As I already discussed, a coplanar forces can be resolved into the components acting along x and y. So summation of fx is equal to 0 is the resultant along the resultant x component is 0, and summation of fy is equal to 0 state that the resultant y component is 0. That's what a link which is connecting between the previous video and the video which you are going to look into. So the two concept has a link. So whenever there is I express the total force is equal to 0, the total forces the total force consists of a sum of known forces and a unknown force. That's the important thing. So if this is expressed, I can solve for this unknown force. So similarly, you can see there are two equations which we can come up with the coplanar forces. Summation of fx is equal to 0, summation of fy is equal to 0. So I can solve for two unknown forces. So before going into solving this with this condition of equilibrium, so first I like to express an idea of free body diagram, so that I have to account all the force which acts on the body, so that I can do the summation of force. That's the important thing. So first, for example, here as in the spring the weight is suspended. So if I want to study the equilibrium condition of the weight which is suspended, I take that weight alone. I am separating that from the spring. So instead of spring, I have to put this force Fs. So this is what the free body of the ball. By this I can proceed with the analysis of equilibrium, or with this free body I can substitute the condition for equilibrium of the ball. So as I have already stated, I can consider this as a particle, because the shape of this object suspended doesn't affects the calculation which we are going to do. So I can state this as a particle where weight W acts downwards and the spring force which acts upward. So similarly, for example, I take another case, a ball which rests on the flat surface. So here I assume this ball as a particle. What all will act? The W will act downwards. As I have removed the surface which on it lies, what the surface provides? The surface provides a reaction which is perpendicular to the surface that acts on the ball. Similarly, if the ball is lying on this inclined plane, the same ball, or consider the ball which lies on this inclined plane. So what are the forces which acts in the body? First I have to know this, so that it is stated it is at rest. So I can apply the equilibrium condition only knowing what all the forces that acts on this ball. So I am going to find the free body diagram. So I am going to add another situation. Not only it lies on the plane, but also a string is attached to the ball, which I represent by this line. So I am drawing the free body diagram. First I assume the ball as a particle, so the weight will be acting downwards. So I just specify. So important thing which I like to suggest here is I am indicating this hole as a vector, hole as green. So I know the direction and also the weight of the ball. And also here I'm drawing the black color with green arrow. That indicates the direction is known, but what the tension which acts in the rope is unknown. Similarly, the reaction that is provided by surface is perpendicular to the surface, that I know. So that if I know the direction, I specify it by green color. The arrow mark will be specified in the green color. The unknown value of the magnitude of force I define by black color. So I like to restate all the problems which we have considered. So first, for example, here I know completely the weight, so fully it is specified in green color. Here I know the direction of force, spring force, so I specified the arrow alone in green color, remaining black color. And also for the next case, when I draw the free body diagram, I am specifying the W which is completely known as green, and also specifying the reaction or the reaction provided by the floor. The direction is completely specified, so I am specifying the arrow in green color, the remaining in black color. Similarly, for the last case, as I have said, if I know the direction alone, I specified the arrow alone in green color. So this is how we can draw a free body diagram of a body which we are going to consider in rest. So here I see a body which I considered as rest, so it's obvious the resultant will be a 0. The resultant force will be a 0. So I take the particle of the body for analysis, so I'm indicating the force which acts on that. So in this sum, by indicating as the force vector like this, I indicate the magnitude of F1 is unknown and the direction is known. Similarly here the direction is known and F2's magnitude is to be solved. So solving with this, there are two unknowns to be solved. So what we know, the equilibrium condition, summation of Fx is equal to 0. I substitute, only F2 is there along x direction, so F2 comes as a 0. Similarly I substitute Fy, I am specifying along what direction I take positive for every equation. So here summation of Fy is equal to 0, F1 minus 1 is equal to 0, that gives me with the value of F1. So I have solved for this two unknown with this two equation, that is the condition for equilibrium. Similarly you can take this case here, this is the problem shown. I am representing it as a particle and I am indicating the W which acts, which is completely known. The other forces, you can see I don't know the direction theta, so I am indicating the arrow in black color, but I know the F1's magnitude. Similarly F2's magnitude is known, the direction is unknown. The two unknowns here are theta 1 and theta 2, which to be solved. Similarly I take another problem here. In this case you can see I consider this as a particle and the weight which is completely defined, the force which acts F1 is completely defined in magnitude, but direction of the F1 is not defined, theta 1 is not known, so I indicate the arrow in black color. Similarly for the next case F2, you can see the direction is completely specified, the magnitude is unknown. So here the two unknowns are, for one vector we don't know what is the direction, for other vector we don't know what is the magnitude value. So these two case I'm going to solve in the next video for the next slide. So first here the two direction is unknown, the two unknowns are theta 1 and theta 2. So I solve for this, summation of Fx is equal to 0, so I substitute the values according to the assumed direction positive. So here I come up with theta 1 is equal to theta 2. Now I substitute summation of Fy is equal to 0. So solving for this, substituting this theta 1 is equal to theta 2 in this equation, I come up with 2 sin theta 1 is equal to 1. So I solve for sin theta 1 is equal to 1 by 2. For what theta 1 value, sin theta 1 is equal to 1 by 2, it's obvious it's 30 degree. So I have solved for this two unknown with this equation. So what I state here is, with this two equilibrium equation I can solve whatever may be the unknown is, but I can solve for the maximum two unknown value of forces. So the next case here I consider is the two unknown, the one is angle or the direction of a force, another unknown is magnitude of the other force. So I am solving for this, summation of Fy is equal to 0 gives me with the value of cos theta 1 is equal to 1 by root 2, which I solve further, theta 1 is equal to 45 degree. So with this known value of theta 1, I substitute this known value in summation of Fx, I get the value of F2. The F2 value is 1. So I have solved for the two unknown here. So what I state is, for all coplanar forces, drawing the free body diagram and applying the equilibrium condition helps us to solve for two unknowns. So next I like to re-highlight the things which I have discussed earlier. You can see in this sum that I am defining I'm defining a case here. The direction is completely specified for a vector, and another for another vector both is unspecified. Applying summation of Fy is equal to 0 gives me this value 1 Newton. So I am tilting this, or I am changing the orientation of the top vector to 45 degree. So I am solving for this. Summation of Fy is equal to 0 gives me with the F vector is equal to root 2 Newton. So you can see, as I am increasing the tilt, the F value get increases. So here this F value get increases. F value is less only when it is oriented along theta is equal to 0 degree. So with this, and I like to suggest orientation affects the force. So here we have a problem in which you can see there are more things which are specified. For example, here F max is specified as root 2 Newton. We will see how to use this. So next, also we have specified, for example, we consider this as a rope. It's root 2 meter length rope, and also we have asked what is the height of this from the ceiling, point from the ceiling. Maybe that's the question. So as we know from free body diagram, we can solve for two unknowns. So here there is three unknowns. So from F max is equal to root 2 Newton data, what we get? So as we have discussed previously, as theta increases, this value will be the maximum value. So I substitute here, this value is root 2 Newton. That makes the free body diagram with two unknowns to be solved. One is the direction of root 2 Newton theta value. Another is what is the magnitude of other force. That is the two things which I need to solve. Applying the equilibrium condition, I come up with theta value is equal to 45 degree. Okay, I with this theta value I can solve for the height. So drawing this geometry of this diagram, I am drawing the geometry and I am substituting. You can see the known value is root 2 meter, the other value is the unknown. So by substituting this theta is equal to 45 degree here, I can solve for this unknown 1 meter. So the geometry here produce or provide us with additional equation to solve additional unknowns. Similarly, I like to show here we have a spring equation also here. So here there are lots of unknowns to be solved. FAC is a magnitude of FAC is to be solved. Similarly, the magnitude of FAB to be solved, and also you can see there is a spring. What is the stretch of the spring? The S value we have to solve for, and also the length of LCA we have to solve for. So how we can solve? First, I am separately writing the free body diagram of the given condition. You can see there are two unknowns, that is magnitude of FAC is unknown and magnitude of FAB is unknown, which can be solved by the free body diagram. After solving that, I apply the equilibrium condition, or I apply the spring condition, which I already know, K is equal to S. With that I can solve for S value. So after that I am drawing the geometry of the given condition. So in this geometry I can see, I have just found the S value from the spring equation. So I just substitute this value here. So by this I can solve for this triangle, the value which I can solve. We are already aware of the theta value of the triangle. Knowing a side and theta, we can find the other side, that is LCA. So you can see here we are combinedly using equilibrium condition, the spring condition and geometry condition to solve this problem. So as we already discussed of expressing 3D force, so three-dimensional force has three components along X, Y and Z. So total force is 0 indicates that summation of all this along all the direction is 0. So that provides us with three equilibrium equations to solve for three unknowns. So let's take this example. Here all the magnitudes are unknown. So FCA is unknown, FAD is unknown, FAB is unknown. And also you can see the S of the spring is also an unknown that can be solved by a spring equation after we find FAB. So first I'm solving for summation of Sz is equal to 0 gives me, you can see the 90 lobe which is completely known provides me with the value of FCA. Magnitude of FCA can be found. So with that FCA I substitute FAX value for in summation of Fx is equal to 0. With this I can solve for the value of FAD along x direction. From this FAD along x direction I can find FAD. From that I can find FAD along y direction and substitute it into summation of Fy is equal to 0 and solve for the last unknown FAB. So finally the last unknown here is the SV which we have to find, which we can find from the spring equation. So all the things which I have discussed here is shared here as a PDF for your reference. There will be two different sections. I will be sharing two different PDFs, one for SQUID users, another for non-SQUID users. The SQUID users can import this PDF so that they have lots of working space to write the other contents or whatever they find relevant to the subject here. If you like my video, hit the thumbs up button and make sure you subscribe for my channel to see the future updates.